I will read you his statement here. He says, "This is Cody Rhodes. There's clearly bad blood, but there's also clearly respect and love. In the end, the way I see it is if I felt disrespected ever at WWE, that's one thing. That's a company that was built. That's the Yankees. That's the flagship of it all. If I ever felt at WWE that I was a number on a sheet, maybe, but feeling disrespect, that's something I built with my friends that we built, feeling disrespected there, I wouldn't stand for it. There's only one part of it that kind of bothered me. And I think in the context of the entire interview, when you do get the chance to watch it, like you might notice the same. And it's in the quote when he sort of starts to justify the WWE, the difference on being disrespected and then the I built. I didn't like, and this is the part that I didn't like. He sort of starts to go into like, I mean, he felt disrespected being booked as Stardust. We know that. He's said that in the past. And, you know, people evolve and things change. I get but to then take he mentions Matt, Nick, and Kenny, right? Doesn't mention Hangman, ironically. I found that funny, the current world champ. I understand that, but being the elite was as big a part of building it as the EVP aspect was. And I think Hangman being early in the promotion, such a big deal, I thought it was almost strategic. I understand that he stuck with the EVPs. The odd part to me were those were the only names he named. He justifies that it's okay if it happens at WWE, but because he felt so personally responsible for building AEW, that made the disrespect worse in a way. And I thought that was a little bit petty. That part of it bothered me slightly. No, I thought that was sort of a cheap shot.
I get that, but I also get from his standpoint of going, okay, in WWE, he knows he's a cog in the wheel. Right. He thought he was a bigger piece there. So I understand that perspective. Was it even worth bringing up now after all this time? Not really. I
don't know. The question, he was very much put on the spot, but I do, before we run out of time on the segment, I do want to ask Shadi your thoughts as well. Because like you said, you've seen the full clip at least, right?
Yeah.
So what did you think of it? Were you shocked in any way? And do you agree sort of on what I was just saying, where it did feel like a little bit of just a subtle shot at AEW, the difference between feeling disrespected at both companies? Because the truth is, he's been disrespected at both companies, according to himself.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, here's the thing. Being shocked about it, no. After I watched CM Punk have an interview with Ariel Helwani, and he gave us a lot more to discuss in regards to his time in AEW and his departure and how he felt about certain people, including Tony Khan. Nothing is surprising. I don't think there's NDAs as people are trying to speculate. I just think for Cody's sake, he was trying to, make it a situation where maybe these last few years where it's like, you know what? I'm gone from there. I'm here now. I'm here to create my legacy for my career and kind of go upon my vision. But obviously there had to be a feeling in his chest to kind of get this off. He could have answered it a lot more politically correct or gave Bill Simmons a nothing burger, but he felt a type of way. And I thought a lot of that was telling, but not too telling. This kind of happens in the industry. I mean, you have a lot of people, a lot of revolving heads, especially who create AEW. You're not going to get along. You're going to see stuff completely differently. And like Anthony mentioned, a lot of what he was doing in AEW felt completely different than what we saw on everything else on AEW. And to this day, for what it is, like AEW's booking and their presentation is completely different what Cody likes. Cody likes stuff that is sports entertainment based that we have in WWE. He likes the theatrics. He likes the, old school white meat babyface. He didn't want to go heel. He may go heel at some point. But to your point, I found it a little bit petty. I think petty is the best word to use in this situation. That a couple things. One, the statement saying that this is the Yankees, I can let that slide in WWE. You ain't let it slide in WWE, buddy. Let's be real. You were visibly upset about your time first in the WWE. Like you mentioned, he did not like being Stardust. He did not have a great relationship with Triple H. He destroyed a throne on AEW to symbolize Triple H with a sledgehammer. So you definitely felt that type of way. So a lot of that, I know you're back over here, and I know fences have been mended, but it does undermine AEW because you're trying to create the facade that a lot of the people out there make is AEW doesn't matter to WWE. This is the big leagues. AEW is the small leagues. You're painting that picture and you're keeping that narrative alive when you say statements like that. On top of the fact that why now? What's the purpose of saying it now? You know, like I feel like what happened. The level of success that you have is is what you are saying is the best revenge. Okay, you have sat on the top of the mountain, my friend. You are arguably the biggest wrestler in the industry right now. Keep it moving. Be happy about that. What your success doesn't measure what happens with AEW. That's kind of more or less where I'm at. I don't think everyone looks back at Cody Rhodes' time in AEW and be like, damn, they missed something. Because I'll be real with you,
they threw the weight belt back at him in like his second last match.
Exactly.
I mean, he was getting that's like getting tomatoes thrown at you, man, on a comedy stage. Like, that's not good. It necessarily is, unless you're trying to play that character. There's one more part of the quote, too, that was actually cut off when I initially read it. And it's, if I'm going to do it in the house that I literally, with Matt, Nick, and Kenny built, then, buddy, I'm going elsewhere. And part of that makes me giggle. Who do you guys think Buddy is?
It's Tony.
Right? And the goofiest part about that is, wouldn't say him by name, just suggested it. And this is the part that is so frustrating to me. Tony Khan is not an on-screen character and never has been. Yeah. Yes, he's active in social media. He is not an on-screen character.
He has been.
Once. He took
more
one
than
move
once.
He's
made announcements before. He has appeared.
He's not like Vince McMahon though.
Everybody knows that he's the owner, though. It's not a mystery there. I don't like.
Of course not. I just
to that point, real quick, what you just said. He's saying the house that we built, bro. The supplies and everything, the foundation is not built without Tony Khan's checkbook.
No, you get all the ideas in the world. It's Tony Khan's company, so I always found it laughable with the founder thing, because it's like, you didn't put any money up.
That's where I go into the petty thing that Shad was saying earlier, though. I agree. I think that was just goofy. Like, and then he named. It sounded to me like he named the 4 or the 3 names that he still likes.
Yeah. It's selective. He has a good relationship with them. He has a good relationship with the Bucks.
He named
and Kenny,
the ones that he said by name were the 3 he's still buddies with. And then he dropped the buddy word. It felt a little, just back to the pettiness thing. That's what it felt like. But let's get away from that and let's break down Dynamite for sure. Yeah. Fernando's saying that making announcements doesn't make you an on-screen character. I mean, neither here nor there. I hear you. I personally just don't believe he's. I think too often we view AEW through a lens where Tony Khan is something we're thinking about while watching what's happening on screen. And I don't think we should be thinking about who's on the other side of the curtain necessarily. Like, I don't always watch the WWE and think Triple H. I'm looking at whoever and I mean, even watching Unreal, you look at who's producing each match. It could be Michael Hayes' fault. It could be Jason Jordan's fault. It could be TJ's fault. It could be Molly Holly's fault.
It could be the referee's fault.
It could be anybody's fault. And that's not to say it is anybody's fault, but it could be the performer's fault, right? And I think we're too quick to jump on Tony did it, right?
You know what? That point is really good, because with Unreal, and you see all the it's a team at the end of the day. It's like no different than a football team, no different than a baseball team, whatever it may be. All of these people, from the referee to the performers to the production people in Gorilla to Triple H, who is working with the writers to create the script, it's everybody. So yeah, you can't put it on blame at one person. But
that's what happens to the IWC. They find one person to blame, whether it's Tony Khan, whether it's Hunter, whoever. They always want to blame that one person